Hey guys, I'm Alex, and this is another Warhammer Fantasy Battle Report. This is number 3 for me. It's 2,400 points again versus my good buddy Fernie. Fernie's an interesting guy to play against. He plays High Elves mostly. He's got some other armies, but he mostly plays High Elves. And he's not one of the people who can find like a meta list and just keep playing with it. Every week we see him, he focuses on a different element of Warhammer to kind of play against. So we've played against Flying Circus lists, where everything in the High Elf list is mounted. Cavalry only lists, where everything's on horse with heavy armor. Then we've gone with massive combat blocks, and this week he said, I'm going to have none of that. I'm going to play a dwarven gun line effectively with my high elves. So I was like, okay buddy, bring it on. This is a quick picture of what he brought down. Not a lot for 2,400 points. Normally the high elves are outnumbering me with my warriors 2-1, but unfortunately this game it didn't work out as well for him. He didn't bring as much to the table. Even when he set it up, he said he was disappointed. He thought there was more. So what I'll do is I'll run you through the list that he's got. And, way to go Fernie, he's the guy who names his characters as well. He's into the hobby quite as much as I am. So this is 2,400 points. He's got his lord, Athil Annar, the Shadow King. Now he's actually a special character represented by the guy in the front rank with the bow. He's a fantastic special character. I had to read the rules for him, but he's pretty phenomenal with regards to the special rules he brings. Then his other lord was Siptum, the Shadow Seer. He's a level 4 Archmage. He uses the Law of Heavens. He's got the Book of Hoeth and the Talisman of Preservation. And that's the Wizard with the Book. Fernie likes what you see is what you get, and so do I. Then he's got his heroes, Lestes, the Shadow Stalker. That's the Handmaiden, the unpainted one. She's got the Reaver Bow, Potion of Strength, and the Enchanted Shield. Then Orthrium, the Apprentice Seer. He's a level 2 mage, he's also using Heavens, and he's got the Dispel Scroll. And he's the other mage. Then we'll go to his core. Nagaroth Nobles, which is 2 units of Silver Helms, all with standards, no other command. Then he's got his Reaver Knights, which are 3 groups of 5 Reavers. They're on the far right hand side. They have musicians, bows, and spears. Then, for his special, he's got the Forest Huntsman, led by Captain Cohen, mounted on Ashur, and Lieutenant Argon. Now, Fernie's using that as a unit filler, but that is a fantastic story to have in your White Lions for a unit filler. I absolutely love that. Which is 25 White Lions of full command, and they have the Banner of the World, Dragon, which essentially should be called Banner of Demon Tears, because it renders demons pretty much useless for this. Then we've got the Lilith's Tears, which are 4 repeater bolt throwers, and the Shadow Stalkers, 15 Maiden Guard. Fantastic list, like I said, it's all shooting, everything coming from range. It's just a unique list to see, and I absolutely loved it. Then we'll go to my list. A little bit tweak on what we had last time from my last couple of lists. What I've done is I've changed the enscrolled weapons. So I've changed the Lancers on my Skull Crushers to enscrolled weapons and dropped the Gleaming Pendant, so they don't have that anymore. I know I'm a few points under now, but the enscrolled weapons I think just do it better for me. And I'm using up my old Avatars of War models from my Nurgle Warriors. I'm going to repaint those. I'm going to redo a lot of my army. I know I've only just kind of finished it, but I'm going to redo a lot of my army, so they're coming out of the box now as well. So I've got Callus, the Plaguefather, as my general. Same build as always, level 4, Mark of Nurgle. He's got the Enchanted Shield. He's got the Dragon Helm. He's got all that good stuff from the other videos. Fantastic guy to have. Although I'm thinking about dropping the Breath Weapon. Not sure whether that's to stay or to go. Then I've got my Herald of Filth, my BSB, mounted on Fang. He's the Mark of Nurgle. Got his Halberd, Dragon Helm, which I'm he's got the Dragon Helm, which is I'm using as the little dragon he's got on his arm. Fantastic piece of kit from one of the Dark Elf kits. Absolutely love it. He's also got the Chalice of Chaos. Next to him, I've got Brutus, my Gorby's Chariot, Mark of Nurgle. Then my Hell Cannon, the only shooting I have in my army, so bless him over there. Then I've got my Razor Riders, my 3 Skull Crushers, this time with enscrolled weapons. Standard Musician, but no Magic Banner. Next to them, I've got the Bloodied Teeth, 18 Warriors of Chaos. Mark of Khorne, Halberd, Shield, Standard, and Musician. The Scratchers next to them, 5 Chaos Warhounds with Poison. Then 14, the Rock Guard, 14 Warriors of Chaos, Mark and Nurgle, Halberds and Shields, Musician, and the Banner of Discipline. And then the Swamp Spawns, 6 Trolls with additional hand weapons. So that's kind of just how I went. These are the spells that I rolled for my level 4 with an extra spell wizard. I got the Stream of Corruption, Miasma of Pestilence, Curse of the Leper, Rancid Visitations, and Fleshy Abundance. I was overjoyed when I could pick Stream of Corruption, Rancid Visitations, and a little bit of Miasma as well, because the toughness on Elves is always the butt of all the jokes, so it's fantastic that I can find an army that utilises that. By the way, in this battle report, I'm going to try to avoid the cliche sayings I've been using over and over again, like moves aggressively forward and fantastic. I realise watching back the last videos, I say them a lot, so I need to find some better words to use. And then this is a kind of snapshot of the spells that Fernie got. His level 2 is the red dice, and his level 4 is the blue dice. So he knows all the spells, basically. He's got them all. So we go down to the deployment. This is where Fernie really screwed up, in my opinion. And it's not me being a dick. He said it as well, that he thinks he screwed up with regards to deployment as well. His plan was to get the Reavers, the Sisters, as close to the Trolls as possible because they are flaming shots. Happy days. Which means he could burn through the Trolls relatively quickly and then avoid shooting at my heroes because they've got the Dragon Gem and Helm. Then he was going to use his Bolt Throwers to pick everything off. His knights to countercharge me, things like that. He had a fantastic plan. He just didn't utilise it very well, which is why he made some few tweaks today while I was at work and sent me a list and said, this is what I will be using in the future. It's not a changed list because of you. It's just I think this will perform better. So I've got my Razor Riders over there, Hell Cannon next to them, sorry. I've got my Callus, Demon Prince over there, Plaguefather. Next to Brutus, then I've got my Swamp Spawn. Next to them I've got the BSB and the Warrior unit. There's the Rock Guard there. Fantastic avatars of 1 models, absolutely love them. I need to get them painted because they were my Zeets chosen at one point, which is why there's a bit of blue on them. So I need to change them out as well. Then I've got the Bloody Teeth next to them, and in the lonely corner, on the very far edge, we've got the Scratchers. Of course, in a gunline army, they're not going to have a place. They knew it, I knew it. At this point in the game, I just set them free. I just let them run wild in the corner and live out their days as happily as they could be. Then we go to Fernie's deployment. He's got both his unit of Silver Helms there on his right, but my left, so counteracting against my Hell Cannon. Then he's got 1, 2, 3 Bolt Throwers on the screen at the moment. God knows why I put them here. They've got a fantastic range, but he just never utilised it. Then next to them, we've got the Sisters. Yeah, Sister, the kind of metal half-painted unit there. With his Handmaiden and level 4 in it. Then behind them we've got another Bolt Thrower. That's the one off the Skycutter Chariot. Then we've got 2 units of Reavers, the unit of White Lions, which had the other 2 characters in it, the special character, the Shadow King, and he's level 2. Then on the very, very far side, we've got his unit of Reavers. We all know how this is going to end. They're going to hunt down the dogs like rich people hunting down foxes, but there's absolutely nothing I can do. And for 35 points, I think they can just have them at the end of the day. I got the +1 to go first, and I did get to go first, and I chose it. Before that, though, we did Vanguard, because I think it's one of the very rare times we remember to do Vanguard moves before we roll off. So Fernie rolled a dice and said, oh, that's my Vanguard roll. I was like, I don't have any Vanguard. So he got to move forward all his Reaver Knights. Now, they always come forward to block me. Fernie's a massive fan of charge directing, double fleas, things like that. So I knew these were going to be a pain in the ass from turn 1. But you move them all forward to get them in range and just to line up and be a bit of a nuisance for the future. And then we go to my third turn. Oh, this is another shot of the board. A lot of you guys were saying I don't do enough shots of the entire board. So here's kind of the entire board as it played out. Fortunately, we could have only played on this tile at the end. It was very compact. Yeah, so we could only have played on half the board. Then we go to my turn 1. My Hell Cannon passed its babysitting test, and my Trolls passed their stupidity test, and everyone passed their frenzy check. I'm absolutely loving having a BSB. I never rated them before because the idea that if anyone died from if he broke from combat, he'd die on the spot. But I don't know. I'm rating him more and more as time goes on. So we'll start from the front. My Skull Crushers go up a little bit forward, teasing the Silver Helms. They need a 9 to get into combat, which is possible, don't get me wrong, but I'm not seeing it on 3 dice. Maybe, maybe not. It's a risk. I've got to take it. I've got to get closer or we're just going to stare off at each other all times. I got Brutus to move up next to them just to counter charge, because I think my Skull Crushers would be able to hold if that charge did happen, even though it's a long one. Trolls moved up. They walked really far ahead. Then my Demon Prince moved up next to them. In a gunline army, I do not want him out in the open for long. He's got to get into combat and he's got to get there fast, because those Bolt Throwers are no armor save, which means D3 Wounds of Peace, I'm relying on a 5-up ward save when they're hitting on Elf BS. I need to be in combat. The BSB unit moves up behind it. Obviously, they can't move as fast, but, you know, they're poor, rotting legs and such. Then on the other side of the building, sorry, you can see my Bloody Teeth. They move up as well. I know what's going to happen. I can see it now. The unit of Reaver Knights is going to come right in front of me. I'll charge, they'll flee, and I'll end up stumbling forward. And that unit will be lost for the game. So I'm trying to think at this point of a way around that. That's another shot from the other side of the building, just seeing how close I could get to those Reaver Knights before anything happened. And no, we haven't forgotten about the dogs. When I said I let them free, I literally let them free. They are just wandering off on their own. And there's a picture of the Hellcan on the hill, finally deciding to behave himself. I think it's the first game he's done that in a while, but it is only turn 1. So, we go to the magic phase, and the first magic phase is 9 dice in total, a 5 and a 4. So we go to casting. I think I'm going to struggle in the magic phase again. It's high elf, so I always seem to. So I cast Regen on the Skull Crushers and get it off. The only reason I really wanted it was for a wound and toughness, because if some of these D3 wounds come in, I need to have something banked to protect against that. Unfortunately, I don't get the I don't get the plus. And then I go for Rancid Visitations on his unit of Sisters, and of course he dispels it with all his dice and easily gets rid of it. So you can't complain. We go to the shooting phase. I pick my target there across the Sisters with my Hell Cannon, and blam! I kill about 8 of them. Sorry about that. I kill about 7 of them, so I peel off the back rank, and everyone passes their lookout stairs, so they're happy. They pass their minus tests, leadership test at -1. But this is the point I realise he doesn't actually have a BSB. So now I'm holding out for the fact one of these failed charges is going to cost him, and cost him dearly. So we go to High Elf turn 1. Funny does some strange things in this deck. He reforms his knights into a long conga line down the very far side. I realised a bit later on that that's because they can fight in 3 ranks because of the High Elf special rule. So he doesn't need the rank bonus to fight. He would just need it to count as a rank bonus. His Reavers move up in front of my Trolls. I think we all know where that's going. Charge, flee, fail, charge, etc, etc. His other unit of knights busts up into a 3x2 formation. I don't know what he was aiming for here. I think he didn't think my Demon Prince is getting to combat. Quite confident he'd die. Everyone else kind of stays where they are, and as you can see in the top hand corner, those poxy Reaver Knights move up in front of my warriors. This is going to be a joke. I can see this happening already. And the other unit of Reaver Knights chase down my dogs. They're going to get peppered to death, but I can't protect the dogs. Scratches, I'm sorry guys, but this is where I've got to leave you. And that's kind of a shot of where we left ourselves after after the movement phase. So everything that I thought was going to counter did counter. So we go to the magic phase. It's a 2 and a 1 for magic. Sweet. Luck's coming in finally. He has 3 dice and I have my 1. He has 3 dice and I get my 2. He throws the bubble for harmonic convergence, which is reroll 1s of basically everything that he wants for the small bubble around himself. And would you freaking believe it, on 3 dice he miscasts. I don't mind, rerolling 1s isn't the end of the day, but the miscast, ugh, do not want to see that time. So he picks up the dice and I'm going 4 or less. Come on, baby, 4 or less. Let's see this guy into the warp. Close. The Chaos Gods heard me a little bit. It was a 5. So he takes a strength 10 hit, which he tried to take a lookout surf for. No, mate. If you're exploding, you're going to take a bit of the heat. Trust me. So he blows up some people. He blows up some people. He saves the wound on himself on his ward save, and he kills 2 sisters. I think one of them must have failed to wound. Last time I let Fernie roll for dice. So we go to shooting, the most anticipated phase of of kind of everything. He opens fire on the dogs and kills one of them, which I'm not the end of the world. And they didn't panic? No, they wouldn't have taken a panic test on that. These Reaver Knights were a ridiculous close range, laid into the Warriors of Chaos, but Iron Resolve pulled through and they held, didn't even take a wound. Then we stopped for a minute with regards to how he was going to shoot at my Demon Prince. I'll spoil it for you already. I take a wound somehow, but I'll let you in on the embarrassing secret of how it happened. He figured at this point I'd have the Dragon Bane item, Dragon Gem I think he's got. So the fire would be redundant. So he figured then also that I'd have the Charm Shield, so we need to get around that somehow. So he fires at me with the Reaver Knights to try and get rid of it. And only one of them hits me, because he rolls absolutely abysmally. But that one hit, I roll a 1 for the Charm Shield. And I'm thinking, unbelievable. I've paid 5 points for a little bit of plus on my save, but it hasn't actually ignored the first hit. It's fine. You can live with it. I've got my armor save. No, I roll another 1. Brilliant. It's fine. I don't need it. I've got my ward save. Nope. Failed the ward save again. Can you believe that one of these Reaver Knights managed to put a wound on my Demon Prince? Look at it, taunt them. He's thousands of feet higher than they are in the world. He's unbelievable. I can believe it. We just stopped and stared at that point at the dice in the row. The 1, the 4. Unbelievable. So he lets fire with a bolt thrower into my unit of trolls and manages to... He lets fire with the 6 pelt one. So it's 6 shots at strength something as opposed to the other one. And he manages to kill a troll. And his other bolt thrower fires at my Demon Prince. Hits, and I'm thinking, no armor save. No, I don't make the ward, but I'm going to take 1 wound. So, counting my lucky stars at that point, my demon is half dead, but it's not the end of the world. There's a little bit of shot of the casualties after the shooting phase. The other bolt throwers missed Brutus, and those are the only ones I could see. So I was quite pleased about that as regards to shooting phase. Let's go to Warriors of Chaos turn 2. I'm thinking to myself, I've got to charge those poxy high elves down that side. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm just going to have to fail it. So he flees, and I catch him. Oh boy! The tables have turned at this point. My warriors ran a mighty 16 inches and ran them down. How the fluff of that works, I will never know. How did 18 men on foot outrun 5 horses? I'm not complaining. It happened, and I'm loving it. It happened perfectly. So the other charges that happen. The Demon Prince gets into the Knights. He has to. I need that charge to happen. My Trolls charge the Reavers. They flee. I thought they would. They test the redirect, and they make the long charge into the Knights as well. All those strength 5 vomits. Oh yeah, baby. That's what I want to see. The Reaver Knights charge into a forest and take a dangerous terrain check and take all their dangerous terrain checks and fail one. So now they've lost one just to the woods. We roll for what the woods are, and it's on a 4+. The unit takes D6 strength 5 hits. So now I'm secretly hoping that this wood just punches them to death. And I'll teach you for fleeing with your double flee. Puh! High elf trickery is what it is. And the Skull Crusher's charge into the bus of knights. I think at this point Fernie's beginning to realise that I can't do half measures. I've got to come full force in this army with what I've got. So I think this is the point where he realises his deployment has let him down slightly. And my Hell Cannon behaves himself. This is another little shot of the combat that's going in there. That is going to be a fun combat. I'm going to try and make sure that the Demon... Oh, sorry, my thought was that the Demon Prince would try and make as many attacks as he could. Want to Soul Feeder some wounds, want to Acid some wounds out. Maybe if the combat's going that way, I'll choke the Breath Weapon as well. That's a little bit of a picture of the Skull Crushers into there. Took a Danger Train test and passed it. I know I'm going to break these guys, and then that Bolt Thrower is right where I want it to be. And that's a shot of my Hell Cannon on the hill being feeling left behind, bless him. Feeling left behind. So we go down to Magic Phase. The Magic Phase is a 2 and a 1. I try to cast Regen and fail. So, no, you can't have them all, I guess. Don't go. This is not the only 2 and a 1. Almost every phase from now on out is a 2 and a 1 for Magic Phase. So I take my shooting. The Hell Cannon places his lovely juicy target on the World Banner end. And this is where Fernie tells me that he's got the Banner of the World Dragon end. And I go, oh yeah, it's a tilt ward against all magic attacks. That sucks. We look through the FAQ and through the rules, and this is where you guys are going to berate me on the comment section. The Hell Cannon has demonic attacks for close combat, but it doesn't say anything about its shot being magical or for shooting. The FAQ didn't correct us at all, so we just did a 4-up and it said that it wasn't magical, so we agreed it kind of wasn't magical for this intents purpose because it didn't say it, but I've got a sneaky suspicion it should have been. And you can, yeah, I'm sure Fanny will comment in this video as well. I fought long and hard to find out if it was magical. I was looking in FAQs, the rulebook, I was reading stuff out loud because I don't want to be a dick at the end of the day. I want to screw people over. If they've got if they've got a save against it, I want to give them it, but we couldn't find it. And Fernie was even saying, no, it's fine, I'll take the casualties. I bet you wish he didn't at this point. I peeled off 11 of them. 12 of them, sorry. 12 of them dead straight away. Blam. Takes his panic check and he passes it, thankfully. But Jesus, 12 of them just imploded. The White Lions at the back. He said he had a 3-up armor against shooting, and I was like, that is not going to save you here, my friend. He could not roll enough 6s to save himself. Yeah, 6s. No, 5s. He couldn't roll enough saves to save his life whenever he took the tests. That's them staying where they are, but my god, they're... Oh no! I lie. They didn't pass their leadership check. They failed all their saves. They took their leadership check and he rolled it. I do apologise, guys. I've only just had a sneak peek at the next picture. They take their test and they fail. And I go, it's fine, you've got a BSB. And he goes, no, I don't. And I go, oh yeah. I wasn't trying to rub salt in the wound. You genuinely don't have a BSB. And that unit runs off the table. I mean, they go leaps and bounds off the edge of the table. And they're gone. And Fernie's sitting there going, that's just what you get. And I'm standing there gobsmacked thinking that can't have just happened. These are elves. They're not meant to go anywhere. Unbelievable. So we go down to the combat phase. I'm excited for this phase. The Demon Prince punch... Oh no, sorry, the elves go first. They do some attacks against the trolls. They don't sink anything through. And the Demon Prince takes a wound. I cannot believe that he takes a wound. Through combat as well. I mean, I just can't believe it. But he does. So I'm thinking, shit... I've got to help myself out here, because if I'm out of combat for too long, I'm going to die. Demon Prince does a couple of wounds, and he soul feeds one back, so he's back up 2 wounds. Heart stopped racing a little bit there. The Silverhelms failed their fear check from the trolls. They passed their terror check, but failed their fear check in combat. So the trolls, I went, screw it, let's go with additional hand weapons. Let's not vomit on these guys. I mean, I've got 4 attacks each, they're hitting on 3s at this point. Let's go with that. And they do nothing. They they whiff in true triumphant style, and I go, right, that's the last time I'm ever saying that, because I think I was tempting the fates a little bit with that one. They roll their check and they hold, which was upsetting, but at least I'm in combat, which is one thing. It's always worse to lose combat in your own turn. Something I've learned. The Skull Crushers absolutely obliterate the Silverhelms. They take 1 wound for their trouble, and they overrun into the Bolt Thrower. Of course, they were going to make that. It was like 4 inches. They almost needed nothing to get in. So we go to High Elf turn 2. The Silverhelms do not pass their check. Oops. And they run through the woods, and they die. They're off the board. They're going home. They're saying see ya. The unit of Silverhelms charges the dog. That was upsetting. But we knew it was going to happen. I mean, their poxy bows weren't helping out in this situation, so they had to do something about it, and they've got spears for a reason. And his unit with the wizard just kind of spins round to face to get a bit more of an aggressive taunt on my Demon Prince. So we go down to the magic phase. It's another 2 and a 1. Brilliant. That's good. He rolls his dice for the spellcasting, and he miscasts again on the Harmonic Convergence bubble. Absolutely brilliant. I thought that was quite funny, but no, apparently. He rolls his miscast, gets the spell off for the Harmonic Convergence to bubble, and kills 2 guys. He gets a 7. Everyone in base contact takes a hit. So unbelievable. That wasn't what we wanted to see. Wizard there out, took a picture on his own, because he has only ever miscast this game, for the record. The level 4 with his book and his little rock the world hand gesture going on, he's only ever miscast, so I mean, I don't think we can trust him with a lot. Bolt Thrower takes, the only Bolt Thrower that's got line of sight kind of on my Gorby's chariot, takes aim and rolls a 1. That's fine, don't worry. Fernie's got Harmonic Convergence off, so we can re-roll that 1. Oh, he got another 1. The roll in this game was abysmal. I don't think any of us did fantastically with any of our roll in this game. I mean, if we lost, we didn't lose down to any real reason other than just the dice just weren't with us. Down to the shooting, I lose 1 warrior, down to the entire shooting phase. I think it was the sisters that got him in the end. And that's it. Fernie's shooting phase has kind of gone to pot. I mean, he can't shoot anything else. He failed to wound my Gorby's chariot, and everything else is kind of pinned back at the edge in combat. We go to the combat phase, and 3 dogs die, and 1 yaps a little bit at the horses. They break, and of course Fernie doesn't pursue him, because, let's be frank, if you just saw 4 of your guys get punched in the throat, you wouldn't want to stick around either. He decides to leave, and then the Reavers turn around ready to do something else that's mildly entertaining. In combat as well, the Skull Crushers absolutely punch through the Bolt Thrower. That was to be expected, and didn't run off the table. Happy days, boys. You decided to finally stay with us. In the Silverhelm combat, we just punched through the last of them. I vomited instead of punching, because they proved last time how useless they were. So I threw up on whatever was left after the demon had his fun. The demon didn't get any wounds back, so I'm now on 2 wounds and out in the open. But I'll be open in my phase, which is always better than be opening in their phase. In the movement phase, finally, Fernie tried to move his bolt throwers out of the way for an overrun. And it took us all the way till about the end of the movement phase to work out that I can't overrun in this combat, because I haven't actually charged this turn. So then we moved them all back again. So we go to Warriors Like Elves turn 3. The Skull Crushers turn to the side just to face a little bit of that combat. Trolls charge 1 bolt thrower, and the Herald of Filth launches himself out of 1 unit into the bolt thrower. Happy days. He makes his galloping charge across there. That's the 2nd time that fantastic charge has been made. Skull Crushers made their first Silverhelm charge on a freaking 11, and the BSB makes it in on a 9. So fantastic going, guys. The unit's left a little bit distraught and dismayed, thinking, bollocks, now what are we going to do with the rest of our lives apart from stand here and dribble? Brutus moves up, but I mean, he's only movement 6, bless him, so he's not going to be seeing any combat this game, is he? The other Demon Prince charges that unit in the corner of Sisters. Ready to do some damage there. I need to Soul Feeder because I cannot take too many risks only having 2 wounds left. Here's a little picture of the combat that I'm kind of locked in down here with regards to trolls. I do not want to be those elves. I'll level with you. I do not want to be those elves. The Warriors of Chaos. They they thought about turning to face the Reavers. But they're just going to flee, so there's no point. I will take a rear charge. If anything, I was baiting him with a rear charge, because as soon as I can grab hold of these guys, I'm going to punch their throats in. My last Scratcher, bless him, he runs off the board. He's had enough of today. He doesn't want to play anymore. Poor him. So we go to Magic, and we get a 6 and a... Sorry, we get 9 in total, 5 and a 3, and Fernie channels. I get Curse of the Leper off on myself. Fernie lets me have it. I don't think he realises at this point the only reason I'm doing it is to suck wounds back. I was like, I desperately need these wounds back. So that's all I'm going to do, make sure I can get wounds back. He lets me have it, and sadly I don't get a wound or a toughness. Oh well. I cast Fleshy Abundance on my unit of Khorne Warriors. He doesn't try to dispel it. He's like, no, I know what's coming. I don't get the 6 either this time. And then I just don't cast anything else. I don't want anything else. I don't have any other spells that can benefit. He was like, oh, brilliant. We got to shoot in. My Hell Cannon places careful aim on the Bolt Thrower. Way to go so far, Hell Cannon, for not going anywhere. Props to you, buddy. But this is where it sucks. He misses aggressively. He deviates horribly in all kinds of different directions. Not worth anything to write home about. So we have the combat phase. The trolls, as you can see there, he's got some intestinal problems, isn't he? He's coughing up blood. They absolutely punch through the High Elfman. I've got to stop saying punch through. That's really good. They obliterate them in combat with regards to the Bolt Thrower. BSB's got a lot of level up too. Oh, he kills them as well. I don't know why I was even remotely surprised at this combat. Oh, Fernie was turning them over before we'd even done the combat. I'm like, no, I can whiff. As you can see from the picture, the combat didn't go particularly well for the challenge. His wizard throws up a challenge and manages to get a wound through to me through absolutely everything. With his always strike first, and with his one attack, he manages to pierce the demon's thick hide, stabs through, but takes an acid for his trouble. Takes an acid Inkor, fails his initiative check, and takes an acid Inkor for his trouble. And then the demon prince opens the wizard's mouth, rests it against the curb, and kicks the back of his head in. I mean, I get the maximum overkill bonus that I can get for this combat. So I'm thinking I've got to charge all those wounds for overkill. I've only taken 1 back. It's fine. He's high leadership anyway. He'll make this, won't he? Right? He doesn't. He runs 4. And I'm thinking, oh god, the pressure's on at this point. And I run right to the board edge. I measure myself. I am just enough to catch them and just enough to get there. And as a final screw you, my Demon Prince was facing off against Fernie. I kid you not, that's where he ended. As if to say, is that all you've got? Is that all you've got? I've traversed the table to get to you, Fernie. Is that all you've got? And that was it. We decided to call it a day after that. I mean, he only had 1 unit of Reaver Knights left, stuck in the middle of a Bolt Thrower. And we rolled the theory to see if he did any damage with the Bolt Thrower, and he missed. So he was saying, next turn he'll just charge me. Let's call it there. Great game that the guy threw down for me. I mean, I don't want this YouTube channel to ever look like a fix. Normally, Fernie ends up handing me my own ass on a platter. So I'm sure in future videos he will. After this, he was just sighing and saying, I can't believe I failed so many BSB checks. I can't believe my deployment. He had this hill, the hill that the guys are photoed on now, was in his corner. Why he didn't put his bolt throws on there, I will never know. I thought the picture a little bit prudent, seeing as it was a shooting battle and I've only got my little hell cannon, bless him. Thanks for watching, guys. It's been a fantastic battle. My next battle should be up soon. Haven't got it sorted out yet who I'm playing. Could be ogres, could be another demons match, but I don't know if you can... I don't know. Can you smell that in the air? It smells a little bit like decaying corpses. It smells a little bit like the zombies are going to be making a return. I think for the next battle, oh yes, it'll be the zombies hauling ass. The undead will wander onto the battle table with their rag on a stick and master-crafted viola. The zombies, oh, they don't need a champion. They're that good. They are that good. They'll wander back onto the table, and I'll start throwing in some vampire games. What I'm going to do sometime in the future is take a picture of the kind of models that I've got. I know you guys can see an occasional little screenshot of them at the end like this. I'm always kind of converting and changing models around until I'm happy. What I was going to do was just take a picture of everything I've got in my army, for both my armies, and just post a little video on here, put a little bit of music in the background, a bit of soft jazz maybe. Just so you guys can see some of the models. I know you guys said that you were struggling to see them in the videos, but at least this way you guys can get a view of them. I'm quite proud of them. I don't think I'm the best painter in the world, but I like to try a little bit, so I'd love to get some feedback on that, guys. Thanks for watching. As always, like the video, subscribe to the video, comment for all the reasons that I went wrong in the game, everything I should learn to do better in the future, and I'll see you next time, guys. Peace.